Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video. Today we are doing an elimination draft, so we're going to be playing against the other people from our pod. It doesn't change it too much, but it does mean we're not going to play against the cards we've drafted, so hate drafting is kind of a thing. We'll take that somewhat in mind. I'm still going to primarily draft to build my own deck, but if we're playing Reanimator and we see a Relic of Progenitus versus some mediocre card, we'll take the Relic. Alright, so we're going to take Mox Pearl here. Very, very good start. The only other card, I mean, it's not even that close, but the second pick would be Hold Breacher. This card is busted, splashable, very powerful on its own, and then also especially good if you have it with Draw 7 stuff. So you play like turn 1, land, Mana Dork, turn 2, Hold Breacher, turn 3, Time Twister, and you just win. But I will be taking Mox Pearl for sure. Mono White's a really strong archetype, or like base white aggressive decks, and we're not passing much in the way of white cards, so I'll be eyeing that direction, but not forcing it. Okay. Pretty weak pack here, second, but I think I'm just going to take a Dismember. The two removal spells are probably the best two cards. Snuff Out is better than Dismember if you have swamps in your deck, but we might not have swamps. I think there's still a good chance for a base white deck, and there are two white cards here, but neither one is very strong to take this early. So I think it is just Dismember. I like that this is so flexible. Alright, few possibilities here. I think our best bet is probably just Arid Mesa. Very good card. Whether we're base white deck or not, this will just be helpful fixing. Also, Elite Spellbinder are both good white cards that I would play in most white aggressive decks. I think Spyro, Jace, and Six are all pretty strong. There's some other lands that are okay, but yeah, let's take the Arid Mesa. Nice pickup. And then I'm hoping to wield one of those two white cards, either Oust or the Spellbinder. If they both came around, that would be great. Okay, white's not looking super open. There's a Sarah Paragon, but I'm not thrilled about that. There's some very good black cards here. Kolaghan's Command is really strong, so we could take that and maybe go Mardu. There's also Inquisition of Kozilek if we wanted to be black-white or some other thing like that. There's Ketria Triumph, which is findable off the Arid Mesa. It's like a little awkward with our black and white cards. It's not the best line for that. I'm honestly leaning towards Kolaghan's Command. It's a very, very good card. Seeing it go fourth pick is a bit of a signal. We could just be black-red and, have an off-color Mox and be okay with that. I think it is better than Inquisition here. I'm not going to take a Sarah Paragon. That's just not that good of a card. And then we'll see. I might just move out of white if it looks like it's kind of cut. Or we could be just Mardu. I do think Mardu is a pretty powerful color combination that's gotten a lot better with the addition of Flage. If you have just a bunch of black discard, red and white removal, some cheap threats, and back it up with Flage, that's great. So I'll take the command. And we see Kroxa here. That's interesting. There's also Plateau. But having just taken Kolaghan's Command, I do think Kroxa is the right pick. Yeah, sorry, Plateau. But Kroxa is sweet. So we have a direction now. And now we see some lands that don't really help us. Could try to go Jund, but I think I'm just going to take a Fiery Confluence here. Very good pickup. Just a powerful card. We are seeing some white stuff, but yeah, it looks like the black-red lane is solid here. Now we see Blood Tithe Harvester. Also Showdown and Usher of the Fallen, but I think I will take the Harvester. I mean, black-red's clearly open. Now we have 3 black-red cards. Maybe we splash white, but I do think this is the right pickup. Restless Vents, great. Detective Phoenix would be nice as well. But when we already have Kroxa, it's a little less important, and this is just a perfect piece of fixing. Savai Triumph, that's kind of the perfect land if we want to do a possible white splash. Rabble Master's okay. It's better when you can power it out early with stuff like Mox Pearl, but I think Savai Triumph is still the right pickup here. We have no white cards right now, but it gives us 3 free white sources, and it would I would love to play Flage. I would love to play. I mean, I guess maybe there's not that many white cards we're thrilled about, but I still think I don't care that much about the Rabble Master. And at worst, this is still just a black-red fetchable land that makes Arid Mesa get black, but. Yeah, this looks like a really sweet start, honestly. Little, like, Mardu aggro or Mardu mid-range. I do want some discard spells for sure. We have good removal, good cheap threats, but, like, Inquisition is unlikely to wheel. Alright, Master of Death is solid, but not what we want here. Let's just take a Bone Crusher Giant. Good pickup. It is a little awkward with Kroxa that your removal spell doesn't go to the graveyard, but still, powerful card, 2 for 1. Wow. Was not expecting to see Spyro go that late. I think that's better than Elite Spellbinder with what we have right now. Very good with Kroxa in particular. Our curve is a little dicey. Keep in mind this is a 1-drop, but still I want more ones, more stuff at the bottom of the curve here. Okay, that's a 2. Our curve isn't terrible, but do still want to be a little bit more 1-heavy. Would love to pick up like Mother of Runes, Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Thoughtseize, Bolt, Source of Plowshares. Just like Powerful 1-mana threats and answers. Okay, not too interested in any of these cards, but I'll take the Copperline Gorge. If we get specifically Minskin Boo, we could play that. Whoa, was not expecting to see Plateau on the wheel, but that's great. I think Rampaging Raptor is solid. I would maybe play it, but I'll definitely take the Plateau here. Interesting. I think I'm going to take the Scale Lord. It's close. Like, Shadow Spear could get there if we end up being an Urza Saga deck. But with our start now, I'm not that excited about playing Saga, even if we have some equipment to get with it. We just have a lot of intensive color requirements. And then Showdown of the Skulls is a pretty insane last pick there. That's great. Whoa, 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 whoa. This pack is really good. So, I mean, Ancestral Recall, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and Fourth Air Lingus are all among the best possible cards we could get. That is kind of insane. I'm not going to take the Ancestral, of course. So now it's Mana Crypt versus Soul Ring, and then the winner of those versus Fourth Air Lingus. That's how I'm viewing this. This is not the best deck for Mana Crypt, actually. It's really good if you have 3-drops like Rabble Master and Lelia that you can play on turn 1, but we don't. With that being said, we don't have that many good uses of colorless mana either. I mean, we do. It would be good. I would take either one of these over most cards, but Fourth Air Lingus, it's not going to wheel. I know we got the late Plateau, but this is... People know how good this card is. It's not a surprise anymore. I actually think it's like Mana Crypt and Soul Ring are both a lot worse than a black or red Mox. I would probably take either of those over any of the cards in this pack. But given that we only have mana rocks that make colorless mana, what do we want to do? There's also some hate drafting potential of like not having to play against opposing ones of these. But honestly, I think I'm actually taking Fourth Air Lingus, crazily enough. It is good with these 2 cards, but it's just such a busted card. I don't want someone else to move into my lane. And then also, again, we just don't have that many good uses for colorless mana. But let me know if you disagree with that. Very close pick. It's certainly possible that was a terrible choice. Now it's Chandra versus Shadowy Backstreet. Pretty interesting choice. I do like Chandra, but I think I'm just going to take the land here. It is a 3rd tapped land, but that actually looks fine with our current curve. And I like in our Croxa deck, just have, Arid Mesa can now Surveil. Yeah, I think that is the right pick. Chandra's okay, but I'm more interested in like 1-drops than 4-drops. Ooh, Flage, Fire Covenant, and Channeler all in the same pack. Very close pick. I would maybe take the Flage if I didn't already have the Croxa. Channeler does look pretty nice, but I think I'm going to take the Fire Covenant here. It's just so good. It's like a broken card. Hopefully Flage comes around. Lingering Soul is also really good, but this is kind of the perfect kind of card. It's very good removal, instant speed. If we're behind on board because we don't have 1-drops, this can catch us up pretty much immediately. We also surprisingly don't have a lot of other stuff that pays life. I guess Dismember, but that's kind of it. Yeah, it could wheel because I don't think a lot of people are playing black-red, but let's take this and then hope that one of these 3 cards comes around. Raucous Theater looks pretty nice. Caustic Bronco would be playable, but not quite as good. Mishra's Research Chest could get there, but yeah, I'll take the land. At this point, I have 4 tapped lands, so I want to really avoid more going forward, but I think that's still a nice pickup. And yeah, we might just be the kind of deck where our curve basically starts at 2. A lot of interesting choices this draft, as is usually the case in Vintage Cube, and even more so when you're playing multiple colors. The most controversial one is the Fourth Air Lingus pick, but I think it's correct. Okay. Not the best pack for us. I'm leaning toward taking the Copter here. Very good card. We are kind of low on creatures, but we have some. I'm not too interested in going for a blue splash. We just passed Ancestral Recall, which is one of the main blue cards we would want to splash. Yeah, I'll take the Copter. We need to make sure we have enough creatures for it, but I think we should, especially if we wheel like Lingering Souls. That would be great. Right now we only have 4 creatures. Croxa and Copter is kind of funny. You can play Copter and then use Croxa and then crew the Copter with the trigger on the stack. Okay. There's Mind Twist, which would be really good if we had picked up one of the, like, Soul Ring. I think I'm just going to take Unholy Heat, though. Very good removal spell, 1-drop, fits our curve well. Mind Twist is okay, but, like, I'm not that high on this card in general, honestly. It's okay, but it doesn't interact with the board. It's pretty clunky, especially if you're on the draw. Let's just take the powerful 1-mana removal spell. Now I'll take a Sacred Foundry, great pickup. Vindicate's good too. Giver of Runes is okay, but white's more of a late game color for us. Our fixing is pretty good, honestly, but I still think Sacred Foundry is the right pick. Yeah. Okay, the Wandering Emperor, Portable Hole, Oliphant, and Talisman all look okay. think I'm leaning towards taking the Talisman. Or the Oliphant, rather. Good with fixing. It can find a Surveil land for some card selection. Fills the graveyard for Croxa. Yeah, I'll take this. Also, just pretty hard castable. With the way this pack is developed, Soul Ring is looking maybe a little bit better. It's good with Copter. Hard to say. Okay, the White Orchid Phantom would be powerful, but it's a little tough on the mana. I think double white's not going to be super easy. We're not really an Imperial Seal deck, so I think I'm just going to take Evolved Sleeper. Not a broken card by any means, but it fits the curve well. It's a good mana sink in the late game. Cruise Copter. I think this is the right pickup. There's also a Tali if we had the Soul Ring, but we don't. Nice. Chandra Wield. Harvester of Misery is also a possibility, but I think Chandra's a bit better. Yeah, good card. Also, another card type. Like, I'm not building around this sort of thing, but this is the sort of deck where having a lot of card types can be good. We could go for Nethergoyf. We could go for, like, if the Channeler wheels, that would be great. Nice. The Channeler did wheel. Lingering Souls didn't, but still, honestly, Channeler's maybe better even. There's Goyf, but I don't think we're on the green splash. We do have this Copperline Gorge, but we're pretty committed to Mardu. We actually only have one white card, or two white cards, but they're both really good. Let's just take the Desk, which is a good pickup. Alright, I don't think I'm playing... Well, neither of these seem that good. We didn't get the Lingering Souls for this. I'll take the Elspeth, but I don't think I'm going to play it in the main deck. Anger seems... Yeah, I'm still just going to keep open the green splash possibility. And last pick, Squeak, kind of nice. Not going to play it now, but if we got a few more, like Faithless Looting and Fable, it could get there. Alright, this deck looks really good, honestly. What are we hoping for in Pack 3? We didn't wheel the Flage, but we have Croxa, so that's fine. A little surprising, though, because I thought Boros was open. Okay, a lot of cheap burn spells. Shieldred's Edict. That's kind of it. Not the best pack for us, frankly. Especially, like, I would really like to get a Mox here. Another Mox. I think I'm going to take the Edict, even though one of these cards might be better, because we should be able to wheel one of the red cards here. Like, one of these two will come around. But I'll just take the Shieldred's Edict here. Again, not exciting, but it is a totally playable card. I mean... That's our first clean answer to Planeswalkers, and it is just another cheap removal spell. So what do we want the most other than broken stuff? And by broken stuff, I mean Mox, Black Lotus. Nethergoyf is a real possibility. Firebolt would be good too. I would love to get some discard spells. I think it is just Nethergoyf, actually. Very strong card. We have a lot of artifacts, creatures, we have some enchantments, Planeswalkers even. Like, we'll have a lot of card types. I think this fits well with the theme of just, like, have some cheap creatures, back it up with a lot of interaction, and then we have multiple Surveil lands to fill the graveyard. We're a little bit light on cheap removal, so Firebolt would be nice, but I think Nethergoyf is still the pick. Okay, a lot of good stuff for us here. Liliana, Urborg, Brutality, Fabled Passage, Carnosaur. I think it's Fabled Passage. Granted, it is another land that does not enter untapped on turn 1, which is a bit awkward, but I like having ways to fill the graveyard. We actually only have one fetch right now, so this will make it easier to put lands in the graveyard. At this point, like Unholy Heat, Channeler, and Nethergoyf, so we do want ways to put different card types in the yard, and just fill our graveyard in general. So I think Fabled Passage is the right pickup. We should be able to wheel one of the black spells too, maybe Dam even, which would be a nice board sweeper with some extra functionality. Ooh. Okay, a lot of good options here, including Dark Confidant, but I think Palace Jailer looks great. We should have the white fixing to enable double white, and this is kind of the perfect deck for it, with a lot of cheap interaction, cheap threats. We should be able to play the Monarch game pretty well. Sam would also be okay, but yeah, I'll definitely take the Palace Jailer. Headliner Scarlet. Entomb is busted, and it's not even that bad with multiple escape cards. But I'm not going to take it here. Mind Collapse is okay. Honestly, I'm just going to take Soul Guide Lantern, though. Really like to have Graveyard Hate. We didn't... someone's obviously going to be playing Reanimator. One of the other 7 people, they're going to get this Entomb and be happy about it. So I think we just want to take the Graveyard Hate. Could even play it in the main deck, maybe. It's like another way to just fill the graveyard for some of these things. But I think this is worth picking up. Maybe not for the main deck, though. All right, I don't think we care about Volcanic Island. We could wheel Tribal Flames, but that's not that important. Shieldbreaker and Scrapboard Mutt would both be pretty good, but I think it's just Duress here. I want to have some interaction against the linear decks. I think we'll already be pretty good against most creature decks. So this will help against Reanimator, like I said, against any sort of like Tinker, Artifacty decks. Would really like both of these cards. Scrapwork Mutt in particular is good with Nethergoyf, but let's take the Duress. Okay, so we're not playing green. Could take the Bombardiers, definitely a good card. I don't think Lightning Greaves does too much. Palantir is an okay sideboard card against slower decks, but I mean, Bombardiers might just be the pick. This card is kind of busted. Yeah, let's take this. I think I underrate this card, honestly. Whoa, okay. I mean, Elegant Parlor would be good, but that's an insanely late Fable. Very, very good pickup. This deck looks amazing. We're going to have to make some cuts. And that's going to be tough, honestly. I really like all these cards. We could maybe move Croaxer to the board now that we have Nethergoyf, but it seems pretty nice. I think we could play 16 lands here with Oliphant and Mox and just a pretty low curve. So we could just run the deck like this, but we'll get a few more cards we want to play. So what are we cutting? Okay, we wheeled all the red cards. Burst Lightning versus Flame Slash is kind of interesting. From a card type perspective, we have plenty of instants and sorceries. Flame Slash is probably more efficient. And we are mostly playing at sorcery speed. I think I'm going to take the Flame Slash, but it's close. Evolved Sleeper is maybe cuttable, just it's not that powerful, frankly. I think this is good. I think I like the 4s. Fourth Aerlingus is obviously playable. Broadside Bombardier is not at its best here, but maybe it actually just even is at its best, actually. I'm not cutting this. Could cut the Research Desk. Okay, nothing here looks too good. I'm honestly considering hate drafting the Dark Depths. It's possible no one plays it, but we are pretty weak against it. We're banking mostly on black and red removal. We do have Shieldred's Edict as an answer, and like sometimes Palace Jailer, but I don't care that much about Souls of the Lost. Yeah, I'm just going to hate draft this, I think. Flare of Duplication doesn't seem that good. We're not a Valakut deck. Brutality and Carnosaur are both okay, but not that exciting. I think I'm going to take Brutality, but not play it in the main deck. Blazing Root Wall is actually interesting. Is it ever playable here? We can discard it with Fable, with Pyromancer, with the Brutality we just passed, with Bloodtithe Harvester, Copter. I think it actually is a little bit better than Generous Plunderer here. Mind Collapse to the board. Neither of these are playable for us. Okay, so we have to make some cuts. Obviously, it's a good position to be in to have to make some cuts. I think I'm going to cut the Root Wall. It's just kind of underpowered. It does have some synergies. But I think it's like I want to cut just like Ren creatures because I want to have a high non-creature count for DRC and just like having a bunch of different card types. Might cut the Evolved Sleeper too. Just a little bit underpowered. I know it fits the curve well, but everything else seems a little bit more important. So we could run it like this. So for removal, we have 3 1-mana removal spells, 1, 2, and a couple 3s. I definitely don't want to cut any removal. Mind Collapse is maybe a card we should be playing too. We could also play Elspeth, honestly. Elspeth seems pretty good here in a Monarchy game. For the threats, these are both uncuttable. I think these are both uncuttable. Bone Crusher Giant seems good as well. That is also a removal spell. Chandra is not always going to be good, but I think it is. Actually, I think Chandra is really good in this deck. Let's see how the fixing would look. Wait, what? Why did it put me to 43 cards? Okay, weird. So if we were to do it like this, well, let's sort by color. White is a small splash. We only have a few white cards, and they're all kind of late gamey cards. Could move this to the board, honestly, but I think it's worth playing. So this is also colorless, so we're very heavy red compared to the others. So for red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus Oliphant. That's okay. Maybe 111, but this is acceptable. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the Oliphant. That seems fine. In fact, I think we could cut one. For white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the Oliphant. Okay, so I think I'm just going to add one more mountain. Not interested in any, like, in really, like, if we play against a hard control deck, which is not that popular these days, but blue-eye control, I might splash for Raging Ravine, actually. But I don't think we need to do that here. So other cards we could play, these 1-drops, I don't think Squeeze good. Mind Collapse, okay. Then both of these white cards are also pretty solid, but I think they're a little worse than what we have here. We could cut the Research Desk for Soul Guide Lantern, which is better interaction, but doesn't give us card advantage or card selection. I think I like this build. We don't have a ton of draw discard stuff. We don't have Faithless Looting, but with Copter, Blood of the Tithe Harvester, Fable, Pyromancer, we do have enough ways to make this something that's good to discard. We could play Root Wall over this, but I like having some artifacts for Chandler Nethergoyf, and I also like having ways to trigger the Surveil here. I think I want to run like this. Once you hit, like... Oh, wait, did I already... Wait. I guess I already hit submit. What's going on here? It's saying I have to play 43 cards. Is that some weird bug? Huh. Does it say a minimum deck? Yeah, I think there's a bug that's making me play 43 cards, which is a little strange. Not the worst in this situation where we have plenty of playables, but yeah, that is pretty funny. It's making me play 43. All right, I'll do that. I hope it makes other people play 43 too. But okay, so I'll play... Weird situation. So first question is, do we want to play 17 or 18 lands? It kind of depends on what we add. Like if we add a 4-drop, like we could add 2 lands and then play an expensive card, or we could add some cheap stuff. I'm leaning towards adding some cheap stuff, like adding 2 out of these 3 and then 1 and then a 17th land. Then the question becomes, which is the best? Main deck graveyard hate, I don't think is that important. There's only probably going to be one heavy graveyard deck. We have no other graveyard hate at all. We don't have, like, not the Voidwalker, but that's okay. So, could add these 2 and then add 1 more land, which I think would still just be another mountain, because we, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the Oliphant for black, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe we... That is... 11 is enough red, I think. I'm not too worried about more red sources at that point. For white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus the Oliphant. Double white will be a little bit tough, but Palace Jailer's a late game card. Weird situation, but yeah, I mean, we have to do 43, clearly. That's what they're making us do. We really just don't have that much black mana, though. I think I'm actually just going to add another mountain. I think, like, we can survive with being a little bit limited on black mana. What just happened? What the hell? I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. But hopefully it just submitted my deck. I mean, I added the 43rd card, and then it just... My deck went away. Weird. But yeah, I'm going to hope that that worked. You can't see my deck now, but I promise you it's sweet. And I'll see you in round 1, hopefully. Okay, here we are for round 1, and we have 40 cards in our deck. So I have no idea what's going on, honestly. But I'm happy that it worked out, I guess. And we have a good hand here. I'm going to lead on the Restless Vents. The Surveil is nice, but we don't know what we're up against. And we might end up wanting to play the Flame Slash on turn 2. This hand is a little bit reactive, of course. We don't have a threat, but I think, like, with Restless Vents, it's a keep. If we had 4 basic lands and Mox Pearl, I would probably ship it. But here, we have multiple removal spells, so we're not going to fall behind early. And even against a control deck, we can, like, cycle this, Surveil, get some value with the Restless Vents, so we have things to do. So leading on Vents, and then likely going turn 2, kill your 1-drop, plus play Shadowy Backstreet. We could also play Plains and cycle Savai Triome, but I think I want to be attacking with, like, if we're flooding, I want to be attacking with Restless Vents, starting pretty early. Just churn through our deck, fill the graveyard, find some action. So likely going to be attacking with Restless Vents on turn 3, which requires playing a tap land on turn 2 as well. So, I mean, again, I actually don't even know exactly what my deck is. So it looks like the 2 1-drops are in my deck. So I don't know if that means we're playing 16 lands. Yeah, I actually have no idea what that means. Very strange. Whatever, we'll find out. Again, our hand's good. I'm not going to complain too much, I guess. Turn on Restless Fence. Go. I think we want to be playing against creature decks primarily. We have a lot of good removal, so yeah, very happy to see that. This should be a good matchup. If we couldn't kill the Mother of Runes, things could get hairy, but we have plenty of ways to do that. Now the question is, do we want to play Mox Pearl so we have Dismember up? And the answer is probably yes. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, now I'm going to hold the Flame Slash, because I do want to... Yeah, okay, this seems really good. Let's go Channeler, then Mox Pearl, Surveil, and then Dismember this Surveil. We are going to pay some life, but that's okay. That's interesting. I think it probably is worth keeping. Don't love having to waste the Surveil, essentially. But that's okay. And now I'm actually going to play this to save the Surveil, to save our other Surveil. A lot of Surveil triggers that we're kind of throwing away here. We could just fill the graveyard. Surveil that in the graveyard, then look at 2 more cards, which is actually really tempting. But I think keeping 2 removal spells here is pretty good against specifically Plains Mother of Runes. Clearly they're going to have a lot of creatures. So we'll just play this tapped and pass. Then next turn we can go double removal spell plus Shadowy Backstreak, get triple Surveil, maybe find Delirium, and if not, find just good action. Would love to Surveil Nethergoyf and or Kroxa into the graveyard. And if they do nothing, unfortunately we don't actually have mana for Animating Restless Fence, because if we play the Plains, which is our only untapped source, then we have 2 lands that don't have the right colors. But okay, don't love that. Hopefully they get something like something really expensive. If they just get Lion Sash, that's a clean 2-for-1. Okay, Cauldron is what we were hoping to see. I'm gonna play Flame Slash here over the Heat. There's situations where I would regret this, but first of all, this makes it gets us closer to Delirium, and we can hold up Heat on their turn. Okay, that's a great card, but I think I actually do need a graveyard because I need to find some proactive stuff. But I think I regret keeping this Unholy Heat now. Although, they're definitely going to play a lot of creatures. The problem is we just lose this game. If we just play a bunch of 1-for-1 removal spells while they're playing Stoneforge Mystic and Tireless Tracker into land, then we lose that game. Luminarch Aspirant, okay. I mean, actually, it's fine if they put a counter on it. Yeah, we'll just play this Unholy Heat. Hopefully we Surveil another card type in the graveyard. Okay, not great, but not the end of the world. See, this is why I like playing against creature decks. We have all this removal, but so far we haven't gotten any value out of it, really. Okay, solid draw. That gives us Delirium. I'll top that. Okay, let's just take Bone Crusher. And honestly, I'm just going to cast it. I think that it adds the most power to the board, which is pretty relevant here. I don't care that much about stomping their face. Hit them for 3, and then we have 7 power on board, 9 if you count the Restless Fence. Our best draw would probably be Kroxa. We actually don't have the 3rd or the 4th black/red source right now. Having the basic Plains is kind of awkward, but still Kroxa would be a great pickup. Nethergoyf would be good. Palace Jailer would be good. 4th Aerlingus, Shredder of the Skulls. We top deck pretty well. For a deck that is, in theory, aggressive with a fairly low curve, we have a lot of really good top decks. Chandra would be great as well. Spyro, Fable. Yeah, wow. Most non-lands here are pretty good. If we top deck Oliphant, are we jamming? Well, we can't jam. Are we holding it? I guess if we top deck Oliphant, we just crack the research desk and look for land. Although notably, we want to attack first so that we don't lose Delirium. And I think I'm fine with just not using the fence this turn. Ooh. Interesting draw. Okay, I'm going to start by going to combat. They could have a lot of stuff here, most notably the Wandering Emperor. We definitely still attack. Okay, nice. We get hit for 7. Let's unearth this. Okay, so this is until the end of your next turn. So we can play the Kolaghan's Command next turn. So this is fine. Cast this. Surveil. Hopefully putting Kroxa into the yard or one of our creatures, which would give us Delirium and give us more action. Okay, pretty good to get that into the yard too. Dragon's Ray Channeler is so good. I love this card. So this is not that... It's weirdly bad right now because we have no creatures to return and nothing to kill. So right now this is just deal 2 damage, discard a card. The old Shock plus Raven's Crime. But they're almost definitely going to play something or concede. Alright, so weird game 1. They really just played some weak creatures that were easy to kill. That's exactly what our deck is designed to beat. Green-white. I'm going to anticipate the scarier draw in game 2. Mother of Runes is a big problem. We need to have ways to kill that, and we do. We have 3 ways to kill it on turn 1. Sheoldred's Edict can also get around it. Definitely don't need Soul Guide Lantern, or based on what we've seen so far. I don't think we want Squee. Mind Collapse is kind of interesting. Collective Brutality could be good. Both of these are okay. Palace Jailer is a bit of a liability on the draw, but I think it's still worth it. I mean, yeah, I think we just want him. The Monarchy is a big part of our game plan. Could cut Duress. We haven't seen that much of their deck, but I think Duress might be worse than Collective Brutality. Showdown of the Skulls might be worse than something that's a little bit more proactive. I think I like that exchange. Do we want to try to get the Mind Collapse in here? Does seem pretty good. Oh, wait, we're playing 14 lands. What the hell? Okay, well, we got flooded there somehow still. But we need to make some... Okay, so... Jeez, this is weird. I'm not going to play 14 lands. I'm going to play 16 lands. So I'll cut the Root Walla and cut the Evolved Sleeper, I guess. They're fine. They just get overwhelmed by their creatures pretty easily. So we don't have really room for more stuff. Do we want to play the Guardian Scalelord still? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources. I think that's okay. Brutality is not amazing, but it's solid. I could maybe cut this. It is good card advantage, though, and I do want some card advantage. Mind Collapse seems a little dicey on the draw. Broadside Bombardier is also not at its best here, but I think it's still worth it. Yeah, I'll just submit like this. Okay, so we're just going to have to play 14 lands every game 1, which is really frustrating, honestly. Weird bug, but we're still drawing. We're good at drawing lands. I will keep this sort of similar to last hand. A lot of value lands, plus a Mox and 2 removal spells. We can kill the turn 1 Mother of Runes. Collective Brutality is not at its best here. It's kind of just like 2 mana, kill a small creature, but I think it's still fine. Okay, gonna lead on. Actually, Raucous Theater here. I want to find some action. Fable. Very, very good pickup. Maybe the best thing we could draw, even. I should have played Mox Pearl there. That's a kind of big misplay. If they play a creature that we would want to kill, now we can't kill it and play the Fable. There's a lot of times where you want to hold this. I mean, it protects it from ways they could kill it, but in this situation, it's certainly correct to play. And also, if they do kill it, it's not like a disaster. Thalia. Okay, that's another reason to play the Mox Pearl. Interesting. So we could dismember this. Honestly, I'm just going to let them have it for a turn. It taxes them too, of course, and I'm fine just taking 2. And a Stoneforge, okay. They fail to find, so they have the Cauldron in their hand, so we need to kill the Stoneforge. I mean, actually, Dismember is a pretty good answer to Cauldron. Huh. What if we just played Fable? It's kind of a rogue move, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I think if they sink their mana into playing Cauldron, I'm pretty happy with that. It's bad against if they have Flicker Wisp or something like that. A way to flicker it and get another token. It's, in fact, basically just game over if they do that. But I think that is actually the right play. Yeah, interesting spot. But getting Fable down is nice. And it's our plan is they put in the Cauldron, and then we go Collective Brutality, kill the Thalia, Cauldron, or a Dismember, kill your Cauldron. It has Indestructible, but it can still get the -5/5. And then set up to play 4th Airlingus the turn after. Right now I'm planning on looting away 2 lands. I do actually want to hit another land, although notably we have 3 mana, which is enough to do what we want to do either way. Fine taking 7 here. My life total is going to get a little low, especially when I'm paying life for Dismember, but that's okay. If we draw another spell, I might not discard both lands. Ooh, okay, that's a nice thing to discard. So we'll go land. I'll save the brutality, I guess. And no, let's hold up the Unholy Heat actually. So we'll go Collective Brutality, 2 damage. We're going low on life, but I'm not gonna discard a card for life here. Still, so -2/2 to this. Swing for 2. Now, do we want to play around Mana Tide and or Reprieve? Yeah, I think we can by just going not by keeping up the treasure token. So I'm gonna pass. In their upkeep, dismember this. And now if they get up to 7 mana, they can re-equip this, but I think the game will end before then. So we have Unholy Heat up with Delirium, notably. We cannot escape Nethergoyf still, but that's fine. That's more of a late game plan. We're going to flip the Fable. We're going to have a huge 4th Air Lingus. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Leyline Binding to take out... Okay, that's weird. Why? That's strange that they're even playing Leyline Binding. They take our Fable. That seems fine. Do they want to trade 1 damage for 2 and a treasure? I mean, I guess they can't block either way, so they probably should just attack. Yeah, our opponent's deck seems pretty weak, frankly. I think Mono White is a really good deck, but they don't have that good of a build of it. So let's just cast a big 4th Air Lingus. And we can attack with everything and still hold up Dismember because of the treasure token that we're going to get from the Fable. So now it's really... They need a board sweeper of some kind, but we still would be the Monarch. Like, Parallax Wave wouldn't even really do it that well because we have 6 creatures. Yeah, this is looking pretty dominant here. It is frustrating that we're going to have to go into round 2 with only 14 lands in the main deck. So that will increase our number of hands that we have to mulligan. Okay, so strange match, especially because of the weird deck building stuff at the beginning, but I'll take it. A quick 2-0. See you in round 2. Alright, round 2, we're on the play. Awkward mana situation, but Mishra's Research Desk can help us to dig. I think we should be okay. Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure we're playing 14 lands, so that does make things a little bit harder, but we also have the Mox and the Oliphant, and we're going to get to, let's see, Surveil plus look at 2, so we get to look at 4 cards by our second turn, 5 by our third. Should be able to find the land. Palace Jailer will be tough, but I think we'll be able to get all these things down pretty quickly. Channeler plus Nethergoyf is pretty nice. The Channeler will fill the graveyard, make the Goyf big. I kind of wish I could discard the Goyf and then bring it back later, but that's alright. Maybe we find Fable. Fable would be an awesome pickup, but turn 1, definitely just playing the Channeler. Hopefully he survives. Is Channeler male or female? I don't know. Hopefully they survive, I won't assume. No, they got my Elegant Parlor. So we're playing against a Flage deck, almost definitely. Flage is kind of annoying because we don't have exile-based removal other than Palace Jailer. So that is something to be aware of. They also have good life gain from it, so that makes just pure racing hard. Definitely a little sad not to have that Flage myself. Granted, that would mean we have 3 escape cards, which is maybe excessive if we're not playing stuff like Faithless Looting, but we'll be fine. So turn 2, Mishra's Research Desk. Just looking for land. I would love to have been a Croxa. Would also love to have been like Showdown of the Skald or some weird card type. Ooh, very good draw. So let's start with that, because if we find a black source, we could play Nethergoyf this turn. I'm going to graveyard that. It's a good card, but not what we want right now. Yeah, I think it's too greedy to graveyard that. Let's just crack this. Oh, sorry, Croxa. It's sad to see that go, but I do think we need to do this. Hit for 1. And then we can decide. We could either get black or white here. If we could just get our planes and then play Palace Jailer on turn 3, which is pretty good, of course. We have a lot more black in our deck, but I think that still is correct, though. Granted, we cut 2 swamps, or we're like not playing 2 swamps because of this weird bug. so it is going to be harder to find black sources because of that. I still think just getting Palace Jailer down next turn has got to be correct, though. Although that is scary. Actually, weirdly, given that I'm thinking about just getting a swamp. Oh my god, we have no swamps in our deck. Well, that makes it easier, I guess. That's very frustrating, bug. But I'm just going to play Palace Jailer and leave this back to block in case they have... Well, no. We have one block. I guess this... Like, if they have haste creature plus removal spell, we would want to leave this back. But honestly, that's likely enough. I think staying the Monarch is pretty... Well, maybe not, though, because if they go removal spell on Channeler plus haste creature, hit me, become the Monarch. But then, I just hit them back and become the Monarch right back and then have this stuff up. I think that's actually fine. So, I think I am just going to hit for 1 here. But they have a lot of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 mana on turn 3. So a lot of scary stuff could happen here. They don't have 4th Air Lingus, which is like the #1 thing that I can think of that would be scary. They could have Trumpeting Carnosaur, which is... I forget. I think it's a 6/5, so it would not die to Flame Slash, unfortunately. Another mountain, okay. Yeah, it really is frustrating that it didn't register our swamps. That makes our fixing way worse. This should be a swamp, and yeah, I don't know. That's a very frustrating bug. We're still doing okay, though. We're the Monarch. We have good board presence. We can bring back this to dig for swamp or just for red and white spells. Also, while they do have a lot of mana, Ancient Tomb will deal them quite a bit of damage. We don't have that much burn that goes to the face, but we do have Fiery Confluence, so just burning them out is a real plan. Rite of Flame. They're just going to hardcast the Tali here on turn 3. What is going on? Or do they have that Dragon card? They could have the Dragon Storm card and just make 3 4/4s with flying. Oh, Mirror Battlesphere. I mean, yeah, that's bad. Definitely really bad. Game-endingly bad? Who knows? Okay, so what's our plan here? Do we want to try to race? They're at 14. I think we do just try to race, honestly. This doesn't give us Delirium, but I'm going to do this pre-combat in hopes of finding Delirium. Because we can graveyard both of these. Memory Lapse. Oh, no. Okay, I think we're pretty dead here, then. We can, like, Flame Slash one of these to hit them for 3. Okay, how do we win this game? Flame Slash one of their Mirror token, hit them to 11, and then just try to find Fiery Confluence and burn them out. I think that's our best bet. I'm going to leave this on top because it helps us dig more, not less. I wish that I had a burn spell that could go at the face. Killing a Mirror token is not that good. If that was just Bolt, put them to, then they'd be at 8. I would feel a lot better about this, but I think we are going to lose. I mean, turn 3 Mirror Battlesphere is pretty busted. I guess Fiery Confluence also could just play the long game. Like, kill this, deal 1 damage to each creature is kind of interesting. Tough Memory Lapse, though. So they're playing Jeskai. They're probably playing Tinker. We don't have... We passed Mirror... what's it called? Embereth Shieldbreaker. So we don't have very good ways to kill artifacts. We do have Fiery Confluence and Kolagon's Command. That's kind of it, though. Interesting. So they're going to let us stay the Monarch. I think it is worth it to chump block here, stop them from becoming the Monarch. The 2/2 isn't super relevant. Feels like they should have attacked with one of their mirrors as well. I think we can beat the board, but they still have... Oh, they're... What are they playing here? Displacer Kitten with 1 card left. Whoa. Okay, that's just lethal. Crazy. We lose the Spell Pierce, I guess. This is exactly lethal if it works. Nice. I'm gonna leave that on top for information. They don't know that we're playing black right now. All right, crazy game, but we're drawing Fire Confluence was super lucky. We were able to get there despite their turn 3 Mirror Battlesphere. They had to deal themselves 6 damage with Ancient Tomb, so 6 from that, 6 from that, 6 from the Channeler. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Weird game, but I'll take it for sure. So, what changes do we want to make, if anything? They're playing Jeskai. I do think they have Flage. I mean, maybe not, but one person took Flage, and they also have that land. So, okay, definitely bring in some swamps. We can cut this. Okay, I was going to be pissed if it would not let me add the land. I think we can cut some of our lesser removal spells. Like, probably don't really need Flame Slash. It does kill the Displacer Kitten, but I'm not too worried about that. I definitely want the Duress. Shieldred Edict seems maybe not at its best here. Like, honestly, I'm going to go down to the core of what I definitely want to be playing. And then build back from there. I think Brutality is probably good, because I'm guessing they're playing Tinker. I think all of these cards I do want. Fire Covenant's a good way to deal with their guy. Root Wall is not amazing, but it's okay. Let's play this, because it's a good threat. Do we want to play some of these spot removal spells? But the problem, I don't want to go too far in this direction and then just be really soft to one Displacer Kitten. Let's play Shieldred Edict. But I think we can probably do without these 3 1-mana removal spells. Haven't seen that much of their deck, I guess. Unholy Heat does kill Flage. I think everything in the main deck seems a little bit better, though. I like having the threats. I want to be able to close out the game quickly. This gives us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources. Notably, now Fabled Passage does make black. Need one more cut. Showdown of the Skulls does seem good here. I like that it can dig for Fiery Confluence, which is our best card by a lot. Maybe just Blazing Ruwala or Evolve Sleeper. Let's get the Sleeper. That's a little just clunky and slow. Yeah, I'll run it like this. So yeah, we're just going to not really be able to play black cards in game 1. Very weird bug. But we're doing alright anyways. Ooh, interesting hand. Definitely a keep. The question is, do we want to set up for turn 2 Bombardiers or play turn 1 Channeler? Channeler on turn 1 doesn't do that much. It's not like Ragavan where you really want to be attacking on turn 1. We're basically just missing out on 1 point of damage. Although if we go turn 1 Backstreet, turn 2 Bombardiers, we miss out on the Surveil from the Mox Pearl. Ooh, don't love that. We do need to find another red source. Interesting. I'm just going to Surveil this turn. Would love to put Croaks into the yard. I'll keep that. So turn 2, Mountain, Mox Pearl, Fable. And then if we find a red source, we can turn 3, Fiery Confluence to slow them down. Displacer Kitten. Oko. Yikes. So Bombardiers can hit kind of hard, but not hard enough. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Turn 2 Oko on the play is pretty fast. I think we're still just going for the Fable. Now that we know they have Oko, I'm definitely happy we're playing Duress and also what's it called? Shieldred Edict. That would probably be our best draw. If they just turn this into a 3-3, I don't care too much. But yeah, this turn definitely just gonna get the Fable down. I would love to get some Surveils. Like if this was an untapped red source on turn 1, I mean we only have 1 untapped land in this hand. But if we could have gone turn 1 Channeler, turn 2 Mox Pearl plus Fable, that would let us dig way deeper for both red source, Shieldred Edict, and also just like filling the graveyard to make this beefy. I think we can beat the Oko, but if they have a bunch of good follow-ups, we're toast. Like now they turn this into an Elk, probably leave it back to block. Lorien revealed. Okay. So this can sacrifice an artifact or a creature, and it deals damage equal to the mana value. Okay. I think I'm gonna discard Chandler Passage here. Interesting. Bombardiers can kill the food token. We can go Soul Guide Lantern, Bombardiers, swing at the Oko for 4, and kill the food, sacking the Soul Guide Lantern. I think that's our best bet here. Does not seem great. We also could just Duress. Take it a little slower. Maybe that's better, actually. Oh, wait, no, we can Duress post-combat because of the treasure token. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to start with this because it's more important. Play around Fable. Soul Guide Lantern taking out the troll in case they have some reanimation shenanigans. Send it Oko with both. And now let's crack this for Duress. Which is good because they just drew a bunch of new cards. Oh, wow. Their hand is terrible. They can play the Kappa Cannoneer, though. I think we can maybe erase it, though. Fiery Confluence will never be able to kill it because we would need to get to 8 mana. I don't think that's feasible. We can kill the Oko, though, and maybe then just try to erase the Kappa Cannoneer. So there's the Cannoneer. Then they're going to plus this to make a food, grow this to be a 6/6. I think we can win this game, though, unless they top deck well. The Bombardiers can kill the Oko pretty safely. Ooh, good draw there as well. I'm going to start by playing the Showdown. This can attack and sack the Reflection to kill the Oko. Alright, Bombardiers is great. I don't know why I ever questioned it at all. Okay, Raucous Theater. Surveil. Kolagon's Command looked good. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can actually use that to kill Cannoneer next turn. That's crazy. Because we can attack and then get the treasure token. So I'm going to attack their face. Sacrifice a creature to deal 5. Yeah, we can deal 5 damage to the Oko. Honestly, pretty bad Showdown of the Scalds, but note what is important. Wait, this has Menace. Okay, this dug us towards the Kolagon's Command on top, so that is pretty nice. So they have 2 unknowns. They can also cycle the Zagoth Triumph, and they have tons of mana, so it's certainly not over. We don't know what's in their deck, but they have a lot of mana, and they can play basically anything they draw. If they top deck Mirror Battlesphere, it's not. Oh, that can actually grow the Cannoneer to be huge. Okay, well, that was a good top deck, of course. And we can kill it easily. Do they go for the race? They can hit us for 9, and we can gain 2, but it's still a 1-turn clock. So the question is just, can they put an artifact into play next turn? Because now we have to Mirror Battlesphere. We have to kill the Battlesphere, of course. So we go land. There's no way we can kill them this turn, right? We could kill this, 1 damage to each creature, 2 damage to their face. Put a counter here, so they would go to 16, then we attack them for 5. Or no, they go to 16, then we Brutality them to hit them for 2. They go to 14, we put another counter, so we would have put 2 counters here. We attack for 6, they go to 8. We can sack Mox Pearl to put them to 6, but I don't think we can kill them. Okay, so instead, we need to leave back something to block the Kappa Cannoneer and hope they don't top deck an artifact. So we go. Then I guess we attack with the Shaman, chump block with the Bombardiers. I think the Shaman is better. Maybe not, though. Maybe... I mean, Bombardier speeds up our clock a lot. And the treasure tokens aren't that important. Very close. Kolagon's command doesn't help us, in really. Like, if they had no cards in hand, we could hit them with a Kolagon's command to make them discard and minimize the chances of them finding an artifact to give this unblockable. Interesting situation. No matter what, we have to use this Fiery Confluence, I think. Maybe not, though. Wait. Maybe we... What? Wait a second. What if we just chill for a second and Kolagon's command and then chump block this? Interesting. So, okay. A lot of possibilities here. I'm just going to go through it all out loud so you can know what I'm thinking. So, one option is Fiery Confluence, the original plan. Kill this. I'll probably kill the Soul Ring too, actually. Kill, 1 damage to each creature. Attack them with Goblin Shaman, Brutality them, and then hope they brick for 1 turn. And if they brick for 1 turn, then the following turn we can Kolagon's command to kill this, and from there we basically can't lose. So that wins if they don't have an artifact. We know that their hand is Forest, Triome, 1 Unknown. They can cycle the Triome. They don't have a ton of artifacts, I think, but they have enough. Like Kappa Cannoneer is a real problem, and it's probably like over 50% that they could kill us there. Option 2, swing with the Goblin Shaman. They block with the Mirror Battlesphere. We make a treasure token. Then we have 7 mana, so we can Kolagon's command, destroy target artifact, and I guess return Channeler probably. Making them discard a card doesn't do much. And then this is gone, so we don't. If they have top deck an artifact, that's fine. We're still dead if they top deck a removal spell, but we can chump block the Mirror Battlesphere, taking 4, go to 5. Following turn, sweep their board. And then we have nothing left, but we can win with the with Channeler plus Bone Crusher. That actually seems better, I think. Yeah, I think we can win this game by just like losing our board and taking out their board. I don't think we need to put ourselves dead to the Kappa Cannoneer, basically, is what it comes down to. I think our odds are it's more likely that we win a game where we just like take a hit and clear out this board and win the long game than it is that they brick for their 2 draws plus their Zagoth Triome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we do have, this is ward 4. Yeah, so we'll swing. Need to leave this back to chump block, unfortunately. It'd be great if they took this or like blocked with tokens. Nice. So Kolagon's command. I mean, is there any other? Kill this. 1 damage to each creature. We have 3 mana, but this has wards, so that wouldn't do it. This doesn't. If we had like a little bit more life, we could get there with the 2 life gain. But yeah, I think we need to just Kolagon's command, make sure that the Kappa Cannoneer is gone. So destroy target artifact, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, discarding doesn't do anything. 2 damage doesn't do anything either. Yeah, okay. So return target creature, destroy target artifact. This ward 4 triggers. I'll put the counter here because the Bombardiers is blocking either way. If they, I guess this is bad if they have a 2 damage burn spell. We haven't seen any of that though. I don't think that's something we should play around here. Pass turn. I guess if we killed this, we would still be dead to the Mirror Battlesphere attack. Yeah, so it doesn't change anything to deal 1 damage somewhere, or to kill one of their mirror. So, all right. Hopefully they can't kill the Bombardiers. We haven't seen much removal. And these are like the scary cards we've seen so far. We haven't seen other terrifying things. You know, they could just go upheaval and restart, although we could actually play an upheaval game kind of well. And the next one we can rebuild really quickly. Kill all their stuff. Chump block, going to 5, Thopter Foundry. Okay, that's also fine. We're going to kill Battlesphere, Thopter Foundry, and deal 1 damage to each creature. They tap all their guys, we chump block. Crazy game. And we can actually play Channeler first if we want to, and then put the counter on it from the showdown, so it doesn't die to the 1 damage trigger. Seems solid. There's the forest. Jeez. Okay, so we kind of need to kill the Batterskull too. I don't think we can beat the Thopter Foundry in a long game though either. So I'm gonna go Channeler and a Confluence, destroy 3 target artifacts. But then they just have. How are we gonna beat? Maybe we do just let them keep the Batterskull. I don't think we can beat the Thopter Foundry. We definitely can't beat the Mirror Battlesphere, so we have to kill those 2. The question is then, do we kill the Batterskull or deal 1 damage to each creature? I think we can just beat Batterskull in the long game, potentially. It is a lot of life gain. I think this is correct, though. So we go Channeler, Fiery Confluence. So the Channeler counter goes here. Such a crazily complicated game. So I want to I want to get Channeler to be a 2/2, but I also want to get to the point where Goblin Shaman can swing through the goal through their germ. Okay, I'm gonna start with Channeler. Put the counter there. Then I'm going to attack with this. And I'm hoping they block, and then we can stomp their face so that we win combat. I think we do want to clean up all these mirror token though. It's good, like we don't have another good way to deal with them. We don't have Delayed Blast Fireball. We do have Fire Covenant, but we don't have enough life to pay tons of life. So hopefully they block. I don't think they will though. Oh, they do. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna stomp their face. So we grow this, and then we play Fire Confluence, which will grow the Channeler. Showdown the Scald's counters are being pretty relevant here. Graveyard that. Pretty nice value. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, no, nice. We have Delirium. So we have to put another counter here because it has 4 damage on it, but we have Delirium, so it's okay. So we play this. Destroy 2 target artifacts and deal 1 damage to each creature. So destroy this, and again, I think Thopter Foundry is weirdly more scary than Batterskull. Batterskull, like, they can make a... I guess that is kind of scary, but we can just block it. We have Oliphant. Like, I think that's less scary than this, which can just make tons of flyers and gain them a lot of life. And they both gain them life, but... They only have 1 mana, so they can't fizzle our Fiery Confluence. Croaks into the yard. What a game. This is game 2. I think we're doing fine on time. Super dead to Spell Pierce, or to Daze, rather. Spyro, yeah, I'll keep that on top. Good draw. I guess Oliphant was solid, but I think I will just discard the Oliphant. So I guess they might as well just sack this Mirror Battlesphere to gain life. That doesn't do too much though. Yep, they found the line. This still just sweeps up all their stuff though. Alright, nice. I mean, clear board. They can just return the Batterskull and replay it, which is a little bit bad, but like this is a 6/6. We have other beefy things as well. Do we want to play Oliphant or play Pyro first? kind of hard to say. The Oliphant is pretty good. I mean, it trades with Batterskull, but that probably is correct, actually. If we were desperate, like if they play something scarier than Batterskull, then we might be in a different spot. But okay, they're just trying to draw cards rather than going for Batterskull. It kind of makes sense. I think the Batterskull was a losing line, but they kind of need to find something. Let's go to combat and swing with both. So now the question is, do we want to play Spyro, and then if we brick, then we can play Bone Crusher, but we also get to get some fresh draws? Or do we just play Oliphant? And I think I'm just going to play the big dumb elephant. Mana drain. Oh. Well. That's maybe not the worst. They can replay Batterskull for sure. But they only have one card. I mean, if they have Upheaval or something, it's bad. We would lose that game. But hopefully they just replay the Batterskull and then like have a kill spell or counter spell or something. And then we have Pyromancer, so the cards will keep flowing. Do we have other ways to kill the Batterskull in our deck? Fiery Confluence and Kolagon's Command are both gone. We don't have Embereth Shieldbreaker. I don't think we have any other clean way to kill it. I mean, we could try to like duress it, but that's not going to be easy. Duress is also gone. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to ever deal with this Batterskull permanently, but we can just like go over the top of it, hopefully. Not typically easy for black-red decks. We also can always draw towards... That's what I was going to say. We could draw towards 4th Aerlingus. Okay, I think we just play that then. And then how close are we to just killing them? We could make 5 dudes, swing with everything, even if they max prevent. Like, if they block the Goblin Shaman, they would take 13 and live. So if they block one of the tokens, they die, because they would take... We'd get in with 4 tokens, so 11, 17. They would actually die exactly. So, yeah, that's the line. That was an insane draw. We've drawn pretty well this league, I will admit. Croaks in the yard. So unlucky. Chandler does make it easier to draw better, to draw well. But yeah, again, they have to block this unless they have something. And we're not dead on board even if they do have something. We go to 1. Okay, nice. So they take 13, they go to 4. We get to become the Monarch. There's stuff we die to. If they have a flash creature, we are dead. Oh, no. No. Okay, nice. If they just had, like, end of turn Malcolm, then they could equip the Batterskull, and that would be lethal. Unless we top decked a removal spell, but we'd, like, cut most of our removal spells. Okay, don't love drawing that, but if they just replay the Batterskull, we can beat that. I mean, we have a massive board presence. What a game. What a match, honestly. Rite of Flame. I don't know why they're playing Rite of Flame and Dark Ritual. It's kind of weird. Itali. Alright, what you got? Dead to some stuff here. They hit a troll. Wait, I'm confused by what's exiled here. Did they get Troll or Displacer Kitten? Oh, no. Okay, they get our Palace Jailer and their Displacer Kitten. Well, that's scary. I mean, this Displacer Kitten looks really good on this board, for sure. They get to become the Monarch and take out our Goblin Shaman. But they're still dead on board unless they have something else. They have Batterskull and 1 unknown. They really should have saved... Oh, wait, no, they needed this for double red. Okay. If they could have... Any instant here would easily win. Or, like, any non-creature that would flicker... I guess they can't flicker Palace Jailer, but they can flicker Itali, which would probably win. But if they don't have something right now, they are dead on board. 1 card left that's unknown. They are the Monarch as well, so they're going to get another card. Okay, their last card was a land. So, looking pretty good. They pass. What a crazy match. Okay, I'm going to start by just going to combat. And then hopefully this just works. No! Wait, okay, that is still fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Because they have 4 blockers, so they take 5. I'm not going to use my Shieldred's Edict. I'm not going to move unless I have to, and I don't think I have to. What a crazy game. Both games we just got there. Last game we put them to exactly 0. This game we put them to -1. I mean, even if this wasn't lethal, we could become the Monarch, kill the Atali with this, keep the cards flowing. Like, we probably could have won a long game. But yeah, really tight and intense match, and not surprising that one took longer. So we're going to be maybe an underdog in game 1 where we have no swamps, but still, pretty exciting stuff. I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals. On the draw, unfortunately, but I will keep. We have one of our very few game 1 black sources, so that's pretty nice. Playing against another white deck. Thraben Inspector, not Mother of Runes. That is nice to see. Although, it's good against the Shieldred's Edict. Palace Jailer is interesting. It probably is a keep. It will be a little bit dicey. Like, based on this start, I think our opponent's going to be pretty good at playing the Monarch game. But it is still just really good. Oh, Luris. Interesting. That's a fun match for the finals. Okay. So if we play the Harvester and they kill it, it's pretty bad. Because they can just kill our thing, attack. Yeah, I think I'm honestly going to use the Shieldred's Edict, as awkward as it is. I don't want them to start drawing cards off this Glimmer Lens. Yeah, I don't think. It's just too bad if they have a removal spell. Are we okay with them playing Reprieve on this Shieldred's Edict? I think if they do have Reprieve, I'd rather them do it on this than something later. So I'm going to make them sacrifice a token. This is like, both of these are good against Edicts. They both come with additional value. And we'll take 1, but then we get to play Fable, and we can loot away excess basic mountains. Hopefully we can find Fiery Confluence or Fire Covenant eventually, which will help us to just clean up all these random dudes that are going to be left over. Okay, so they're representing that card that will plot our Fable. That doesn't change our plan. We're still just going to play this. Oh, it resolves. Nice. If they're just cracking the clue, that'd be great. If they're playing Cathar Commando, that's also fine. Sam, okay, yeah, that's totally fine. So on board, oh, they can actually make this the Ring Bearer, then we can't block it. That's kind of annoying. So they can equip this, attack with both. We don't have great blocks, although it's not the worst either. I think I would probably just take the 3 though, let them draw their card, and then we can get our own Palace Jailer, or get a treasure token, which will be big for the Palace Jailer at some point. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to see them do this. It's a little bit scary, but I think this is still fine. We'll take this 3 damage, let them draw. I want my treasure. Ooh, that is something we'll need to deal with. Let's discard these 2. Okay, good draw. We'll swing. We could go for the Palace Jailer this turn. That seems too likely to fail, though. So let's kill this. Play the Harvester. Get Restless Vents into play. Pass turn. Then they're going to get another attack. I think I might trade Sam with the Bloodtithe Harvester here. Oh, they missed their land drop last turn. Interesting. Yeah, let's just accept this trade. It's not the best, but I think it is correct. It's also actually fine. It's kind of just a 1-for-1, but we got a blood token out of the deal. They're up a couple cards from this Glimmer Lens. Lingering Souls. Okay, that is bad for our Palace Jailer. Ooh, that is exactly what we wanted to see. Wow. Okay, now I think we just win, pretty much. Let's start by attacking. I'm pretty happy if they block. And then we have exactly 7 mana with our 2 treasure tokens, so we can play both of these. So the problem with using Fire Covenant now is they can just flashback the Lingering Souls, and we don't have a clean answer to deal with that. I think that's okay, though. We also kind of do. We can, like, flicker. We can copy the Palace Jailer. Yeah, let's just go for it. So then the question becomes... I guess I'll do 3 damage. Yeah, this is probably the way we want to do it. So we'll go land, Fire Covenant, 2 here, 1 here. Just saving 1 life here. So we become the Monarch, and we're not afraid of them taking the Monarchy back. I mean, well, we don't want them to, because then they get to draw cards, but they don't get a creature back. So we're way ahead on board, of course. They only have 4 lands. They missed a land drop. Chandler is a nice pickup because it can block their flyers. Seems like a solid spot. Kind of a mirror match for the finals here. They have Xander's Lounge. So this could be the Flage deck, actually. I was assuming last deck played Flage, but then they had like a bunch of islands and swamps. So this might be the Flage opponent. So probably, and then, yeah, they also have Lingering Souls, Sam, so we do want some graveyard stuff. I'll bring the Soul Guide Lantern in. Okay, they flashback Souls. Hopefully they just crack a clue or equip their Glimmerlands. They pass back with mana up, slightly scary. 4th Air Lingus, wow. Do we just jam? I'm not going to jam here, I think. Yeah, I don't think we want to jam. So let's go copy Palace Jailer, or at least try to. We'll see if they take this out in response. Unexpectedly absent to put that on top. Okay. Interesting. So if we play the 4th Aer Lingus for 3, I don't think that's that good. Yeah, I'm just going to save 4th Aer Lingus for next turn. They're going to get to become the Monarch. That's okay. We're at a kind of low life total, but not that low. We could also just replay it. Wait. Oh, but the problem is my hand's good. Like, we could discard 1 card. Man, we're 1 mana short of being able to do everything I want to do. If we could just keep all these cards. If this would just pay 1 second to draw a card, we could draw a card, play our land, which would give us 6 mana sources, play Channeler. Yeah, pay 1 to sack this, then we have 5 mana left, play Channeler, play Palace Jailer, and we're set to stop them from becoming the Monarch. Maybe we were supposed to play 4th, but we can do it way bigger next turn. I'm just going to play Channeler, play land, pass. Draw this Palace Jailer. We can grab a Surveil Land end of turn. We're in a good spot on the board. Like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? Like, they kill this, equip, hit for 2, draw a card, become the Monarch, but then we're still just way ahead. Mind Twist my hand. Okay, that is annoying. My hand was great, so maybe that's an argument for just playing the 4th while we can. But what's their plan now? I mean, if they also have a 1-mana... Oh, they bring back Palace Jailer, take out the Channeler. Okay, that's still not too bad. It's not too good either. But I think we can beat this. Oh, no, they don't need to attack with anything. Oh, they take their reflection. Interesting. Was not really expecting that. I thought they would go after the Channeler. They have Watery Grave. Okay, maybe they're not playing Flage then. Yeah, I guess they're just Esper. Still, definitely playing the Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, so let's crack this. Grab a Surveil Land. Although I do... Yeah, actually, we have plenty of red. We can just get the Shadowy Backstreet. Croxa. Ooh. That is probably just game. So play this. Debating if I want to deal 4 damage to their face. I think I am going to deal 4 damage to their face. So 1 damage to each. 4 damage to each opponent. 1 damage to each creature. Surveil land into the yard. It's a nice value. So they're not. They don't. It's not a forced block, but it's pretty rough for them if they don't block. And then we're going to get back Fable. So they go to 3. We become the Monarch again. They have 3 cards. Our life total is fairly decent. We'll just pass. Savai Triome. Okay, I think I probably will just sack a treasure end of turn to cycle this Savai Triome. And if we're only playing 14 lands, we're looking good on drawing a lot of gas. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands down. So we only have 3 lands left in the deck. They play Imperial Seal. They can crack the Clue. They could go for, like, Balance. It would be weird for them to be playing Balance based on everything else we've seen. But that is one of the only cards that gets us here. I don't think there's any way they can kill us from 10. They can't play Toxic Deluge. Brainstorm, okay. So they could just play, like, Wrath of God. But then we have the Restless Vents. Yeah, I think this is just game. Or you always have to give a caveat. They could win with some Time Walk sequence. If they go, like, Time Walk on tap, Upheaval into something, then they could get there. But seems pretty good. So they're not playing that heavy of a creature deck, actually. They are playing Giver of Runes, but, like, a lot of other shenanigans. Oh, I forgot they're playing Lurrus, too. They didn't have a chance to get there that game, though. So Esper, Lurrus. Definitely do want Soul Guide Lantern. I'm going to bring in my Swamps. It's such a strange problem. I've never really had that happen before. Do we want Collective Brutality? Do we want... I mean, we do want this. I want the removal spells here. I don't think they're essential. It looks like they're not as creature heavy as I thought, but probably don't need, like, again, these are just, like, 1-drops that are kind of mid. I do want the Bombardiers. I think I do want the Palace Jailer. Oliphant's a bit of a liability against their Reanimate. But we have good answers to it, honestly. If they Reanimate taking 6, and then we just kill it with, like, Flame Slash, Unholy Heat, Dismember, it seems fine. What is the last cut? I do think we want to play 16 lands. I think we want the Showdown of the Scalds. Are there any cards that are just, like... Basically, I don't want cards that are just attacking on the ground with no other value. But Nethergoyf seems like it's still fine. I don't think it's Bombardiers. No, it can't be Bombardiers. I do want the Croak. So we haven't drawn Croak. So we haven't escaped anything this game, even though I thought that was going to be a major part of our game plan. The rest maybe is not amazing. They have some stuff that is good against for sure, but... Like, it's bad. It's really bad against Brainstorm because they can just Brainstorm and put their non-creatures on top. Yeah, I think I'll cut that. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. Yeah, I think we can run it like this. So on the draw, that does make things a little harder, but... Feels good to be up a game, and I think this should be a decent matchup. Okay, I can keep this. I need to decide if I want to get white or black here, because we do have Swamps now. I think it's probably white with the Palace Jailer in hand and no black cards in hand. I like that we have 2 1-mana removal spells, so we're not going to fall behind. Hopefully no Thraben Inspector. That would be marginally annoying. Ooh. Okay, now I think I might need to get a Swamp. As good as Palace Jailer is, Fire Covenant's so important. It is just, if we get a Swamp, it's going to make it really hard to ever play this Palace Jailer. But I think that is still the correct line here. So hopefully we find a land. Channeler. Interesting. So we could go Channeler, Dismember. I think I'm just going to play Copter here. Let them hit me for 3. I'm not too worried about that. We can clean up the Ajani with Fire Covenant. I wish I had Johnny. He'd be really good in this deck. Like, our best 2-drop, one of our best cards. This card's pretty solid in general, but in a red deck, it's amazing where This 0, like, making a 2-1 every turn is solid. Making 2-1 and dealing, like, 6 damage is insane. And red decks are good at killing off their own token. Like, if we play turn 2 with Johnny, we can just play turn 3, like, kill our thing and go off. Okay, that's not great. I really need this to resolve. Okay, it's a crew. We could dismember now to get 1 extra look at a land. But I think I'm still just going to go to combat. Please don't kill this copter. Nice. Looting away the Palace Jailer. Bowmasters. That's bad. I think I'm just going to kill this, but this is not looking good. Well, it's not the worst either. We're taking a lot of damage. Okay, nice. That works. So we're at 13. We're going to take 4. And then we're going to play this, which takes us another 4. We're dead if they take out our Fire Covenant for sure. But on board, we're going to go to 5 and clean their board and then be in an okay position. Hopefully they play another creature, reanimate that. Okay, that's great news for us. Oh, they should kill their own cat. Okay, they didn't kill their own cat. And a Time Twister. Oh, okay. Well, that's game. All right, so tough game there. That's good to know about the Bowmaster's Time Twister thing. It doesn't change too much other than just like we want to make sure we have lots of ways to kill that. Also, I think Duress is probably good actually. That game they played like a much more aggressive deck. It's tempting to cut. I mean, like, Bowmasters is really good against our deck. It's very good against Pyromancer, pretty good against our Monarch game plan. They have ways to recur it too. That's scary for sure. Do we cut the Palace Jailer? It's just so good though. Hard to cast. I'm considering cutting white. We only have these 2 white cards, or these 3 white cards, and like the Monarch stuff seems like it's not its best here, but 4th Aerlingus is also just like the best card in our deck. Yeah, we can't cut that actually. That's just not viable. I will cut the Palace Jailer. I think that's not as essential. Do we want to try to play this Brutality? Yeah. It's not great, but just it stops the Time Twister thing, which is pretty important. Then we need 1 more cut. Showdown of the Scald seems okay. They're not like all in on this thing. They don't have Hull Breacher. Bowmasters is the only one that really gets us. Do we want to cut any creatures that are weak to Bowmaster? Chandler is weak to Bowmaster, but it's also just really good, and nothing else is terrible here. Like, I would not want to, like... I could even imagine cutting Ragavan in this matchup, but I think I'm just going to run it like this. But then I need 1 more cut. I want all my ways to kill their stuff at instant speed. Could cut... Showdown and then just play 1/4. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to cast it, plus treasure tokens. And then we add 1 more swamp because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. That seems fine. Yeah, I think I like this plan. Also makes Kroxa easier to cast. Yeah, I'll run it like this. It's kind of close. There's a lot of directions we could go. But I think this seems solid, being just like streamlined, low to the ground. They're playing Lurrus. Like, they're not a hyper aggressive deck, but they're a Lurrus deck. They're gonna be fast. We should just also be low to the ground. Okay, I'll keep this. 3 tapped lands is a little dicey. Gonna lead on Raucous Theater because I want to make this Nethergoyf bigger if possible. I'm gonna graveyard that. It wouldn't be the worst, but I do just want to like churn through my deck a little bit and like fill up the graveyard when I have Nethergoyf. Okay, definitely don't like drawing a swamp. Pretty happy to graveyard the mountain. Fable would be our best draw by a decent amount here. Or Mox. Mox and Chandra, but also just playing Bombardiers seems pretty nice. Hopefully they don't just have the Bowmasters and a Time Twister. We don't have anything to do about that right now. Concealing Curtains, okay. Not too worried about that. 4th Aerlingus is interesting. I'm not going to do it right now. Well, maybe we should, actually. So if we play 4th Aerlingus, attack with both. It's really bad if they have a 1-mana removal spell. We just basically waste the 4th. Now, let's wait one more turn. I'm going to play Bombardiers. We could sack the Nethergoyf to kill the Concealing Curtains. I think that's fine. If they sink all their mana... I mean... Oh, that's bad. If they sink all their mana into this Concealing Curtains to take our 4th Aerolingus, we're okay with that. We'll get to draw another card. We'll play Chandra minus to kill their thing. Cut down the Bombardiers is bad. We don't have that many legends. They're representing counter magic. I'm just going to go for the Chandra here. So they're also not a Flage deck. I've been afraid of Flage this whole league, and they just never have it. No more lies. That's annoying because it also exiles it, which loses our Planeswalker card type. Yeah, actually, we're in pretty bad shape now because they can just take our 4th Aerolingus by flipping this Concealing Curtains, and then we don't have much left. It's not like over by any means, but they have 7 cards, and we don't have that much pressure. They also have Lurrus. So what are we even hoping to find? Yeah, hopefully they don't flip the Concealing Curtains, but they probably will. They play a Johnny, okay. That's also not great. It would be really nice to find a way to kill their stuff. Concealing Curtains, flip. Oh, man, yeah, we're super dead, honestly. Bummer. I think we're going to fall here in the final. It's not over. 4th Aerolingus is a good card. Like, we could definitely get there. That's not what we needed to see. We have to play the 4th Aerolingus. We can't. We're never going to win by doing something other than this. And I'm just going to send everything at their face, I think. I mean, we need to hit them and become the Monarch, I think. Could just kill the Ajani, but how are we winning the game then? I don't think that's a winning line. Yeah, I think we need to just try to burn them out, basically. Find Fiery Confluence. They're going to get to become the Monarch back, but then hopefully we become the Monarch back again. We could send 3 of them and then send a token at the Ajani. That doesn't do much, though. So we're debating if they want to trade. I think I would have traded with it if I were them. Going to 12, seems like the main way they lose this game is by getting burned out. But I think we're unlikely to win. We need to draw very hot. They can draw infinite cards, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about board presence. They hit us for 2, become the Monarch. Where did we go wrong here? Was there? I mean, maybe we were supposed to just play 4th Aerolingus on turn 3. Tamiya, their deck is sweet. Honestly, I really like their deck a lot. Do they want to plus the Johnny here? That'd be kind of interesting. I hope they clamp their token. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want just to be ahead on board. If they flip their Tamiya, wait, that's annoying. That gives all our creatures -1 power. We can fire off this Duress. Ooh, interesting draw. Fatal Push my Nethergoyf. Okay. They have the Bowmasters. Damn. Alright, I'll take Reanimate, but I don't think we can really beat the Bowmasters here. Let's go to combat. Send everything at them. And we don't have any Surveil lands left, so we can't find Delirium for the Unholy Heat. Not that that's super relevant. But yeah, I don't really imagine a way to win from here. I mean, these things do have Trample, so we can go... Unholy Heat. At least we get to be the Monarch. Then we'll crack this. Escape Nethergoyf. Exiling. Creature. Land. Sorcery. Instant. Still 3/4. We also get to sequence another threat. I mean, it's not over, but we need to top deck, like, we need to find Fiery Confluence. Man, winning game 1 in the finals feels good, but I do think we're going to lose this this game 3 here. They return Reanimate Bombardiers. I mean, they do go to 8 here. If we'd drawn a good card, then we could. I mean, if like Fiery Confluence plus like any of our burn spells would win the game. Oh, now they have a red creature. Huh. We couldn't have played around that with the Nethergoyf there. I guess we could have taken their... Oh, no, we took the Reanimate, but they have the Tameo. Could have killed the Tameo, but then we're not becoming the Monarch. Yeah, I think we have a bunch of different losing lines this game, frankly, is what I think it comes down to, unfortunately. Maybe Croaxa could get there if they have all lands in hand, but they don't have all lands. They have this Imperial Seal, and they're never going to play it. They don't have any way to gain life. We're almost just out of board, too. They can hit us for, like, flip this, hit us for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't think we have, like... Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I mean, 4th Airlingus would be our card that could win here, and that's already gone. And we had to play it when we did. I don't think it would have been correct to wait when they just have, like, a Johnny going and all this stuff. We might be able to survive one more turn, though. So maybe our plan is just to, like, top deck back-to-back burn spells and hope they play it slow. We don't have enough mana to swing with the Restless Vent and play Fiery Confluence. Actually, I guess if our top 2 cards were land, Fiery Confluence, or, sorry, Mox, Fiery Confluence, and they have nothing, we could maybe win. Because we could attack with both. Yeah, that actually is a way that we could win. There's the Fiery Confluence. Wow. So, if we just play Fiery Confluence, I don't think that's enough to win. Because they go to 2, but then what do we do? I don't think that would work. So let's animate this, and then if our top card is Mox, we actually do just win. Let's crack to then 1 land out of the deck, make it 1 in 21 instead of 1 in 22. We could have also, I guess, gone for the slow game and just swept their board with Fiery Confluence, but that seems way too conservative. Sheoldred's Edict. Bummer. It hit our face, okay. I don't think it really matters what we do here. I guess it's... Well, I mean, are we just dead here? Maybe not. Like, okay. So, I need to, So if I kill the orc... I don't think it actually matters what we kill here. I think it should be fine. I guess it's better to kill this because it gives them more draws off the Skull Clamp. They do also have something. Unexpectedly absent. Okay, I think that is just game then. Are we going to be dead on board? So we could just go for this to keep our thing alive, which gives us a 7th land, and that matters if we draw specifically Kolaghan's Command. That's the only card we could draw that would make that relevant, but I think that is still correct, and I don't think Shield's Edict is doing anything else. We can kill the Bowmasters, don't really care. We could kill Tamio, also don't care. So let's just cast this to take out one of their token creatures so we get to keep our 7th land. And then on board, we can kill them. If we top deck a burn spell, I don't think they can kill us. Brainstorm, sure. We're at 12, so if they make a dude with a Johnny, hit us for 4, or for 3, we go to 9, they attack us for 3, we go to 6, they can sacrifice the Bowmasters and put us to 1. And then we win if we top deck a burn spell. And if they have nothing. I mean, we're really grasping at straws, but when all you can grasp at straws, you grab those bad boys and hope for the best. Yep. Take 3. I mean, it's good they didn't play creature first. We would have been dead if they had another creature. They could have actually just put Lurrus into their hand, and that would have been lethal. Also, we're super dead to Time Twister, super dead to Counterspell, to Discard Spell. Take 3, go to 6. I guess they don't have any creatures that cost enough mana for them to kill us here. Imperial Seal, interesting. I mean, the Fire Confluence alone is enough to kill them now, but they must be able to kill us here, right? They wouldn't do this if they didn't have a way to kill us. Now they just play Time Twister. Alright. So we do fall in the finals. Sweet finals, honestly. Opponent's deck was really good. They were friendly. Always cool to see Lurrus deck. So could not quite get there. The deck was sweet. I guess we can't pull up the deck list now. But yeah, I think that was a really good deck. Mardu's a powerful color combination where you have access to all the best removal, a lot of really good cheap threats. We had the fixing to make it work. The escape cards give you good resilience in the late game. And then also you just have good card draw now, which is a big difference from how Vintage Cube used to be. But between Palace Jailer and Fourth Air Lingus to give you the Monarchy, Showdown of the Scalds, Fable, Seasoned Pyromancer to draw cards. Escape cards are kind of like drawing cards. So we had aggressive starts, good late game, just a really well-rounded deck that just could not quite get there over the hump in the finals. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.